The Three Wishes. The Three Wishes. In a little house in the woods, there once lived a little old man and a little old woman. The little old man was a wood chopper. Every day he cut down big trees in the woods and chopped them into firewood. When he had cut enough firewood to fill his cart, he would hitch his old gray donkey to his cart and haul the load of wood to town to sell it. One evening, as he was driving his empty cart from town, he saw a man lying beside the road. "Oh, dear, dear," said the little old man when he saw that the stranger was hurt. "Robbers must have waylaid this poor stranger." Just then the man opened his eyes. "What has happened, kind sir?" asked the little old man. "Robbers waylaid me," said the stranger. "They took my horse and they took all my money, and then they hit me on the head with a big stick and ran away." "What a dreadful thing," said the little old man. "But we will soon fix you up and make you well again." And the little old man lifted the stranger into his cart. When he reached home, it was almost dark. The little old woman saw her husband carrying the stranger into the house, and she said, "What have you there?" "It is a poor stranger who was lying beside the road." Soon the poor stranger was in the big, soft bed. The little old woman gave him some medicine and bandaged the big bump on his head, and then he fell asleep. When morning came and the stranger woke up, he was feeling ever so much better. The little old woman and the little old man were glad to see he was better, and they gave him a great breakfast. "I feel so much better," said he, "that I must put on my clothes and walk about a little." So he got up and put on his clothes, and he walked around the yard. And after he had walked about a little, he felt so well and strong, he said, "I am feeling well and strong again, so I now must continue my journey." When the little old lady heard him say this, she fixed the stranger a fine lunch to carry with him, and the little old man gave the stranger his best walking stick. Their kindness made the stranger very happy, and he said to them, "I thank you kindly, my fine people. If it wouldn't be for you, I might still be lying beside the road. So because of your kindness to a poor stranger, I am going to give you a reward. One thing the robbers did not take from me, and so I will give it to you." And he held out a little brown nut. "What a fine little nut," said the little old man. "Ah, it is a wonderful nut," the stranger said. "It was given to me a very long time ago by a very wise man, and whoever owns it will have his first 3 wishes granted. But after 3 wishes are made, the nut will lose its magic power." And he walked away to continue his journey. "We can become the richest people in the world and live in a fine castle," said the little old man. "But we've always been happy just living where we are," said the little old woman. "We must be very careful and wish only for the best, or we may not care for what we get after we get it." "Very well," said her husband. That evening after supper, the little old man and the little old woman sat down beside the fireplace to use their 3 wishes. "We might wish for a fine, beautiful castle and lots of servants to wait upon us," said the little old man. "And we might wish for much money so we could never have to work anymore," said the little old woman. "Goodness, I don't know what to wish for," cried the little old man. "Gracious, I don't either," cried the little old woman. So they talked on, and they thought of many things they might get with the 3 wishes, but they could never agree on anything. Pretty soon it began to get late. The little old man was starting to feel hungry because he had forgotten to eat supper. So now, because he was hungry, he stopped thinking about the 3 wishes and he began to think about something to eat. And then, not noticing what he was doing, and before he knew it, he said, "I wish I had a nice pan of sausages." And in the blink of an eye, there was a pan of sausages before him, sizzling on the coals of the stove. The little old woman was very much surprised. "Why, old man, you have just used one of the 3 wishes just to wish for a pan of sausages." And the little old man stared in wonder, for so he had. Then the little old woman began to grow angry. "You wished for sausages when you might have wished for all the money in the world." And then before she knew it, she said, "You old silly, I wish your pan of sausages were fastened to your nose." And there, in the twinkling of an eye, the pan of sausages was fastened to the little old man's nose. A big ring ran right through the middle of his nose, and from it the pan of sausages hung by a chain. "Oh, now look what you've done. You've used up the 2nd wish." And the little old woman stared in wonder, for so she had. When she saw what she had done, she wasn't angry anymore. "Oh dear, what dreadful thing have I done?" And she tenderly lifted the pan of sausages and set it on the chair beside her little old man so it would not hang from his nose. "Well, anyway," said the little old woman, "we still have 1 wish left. With it we can wish for all the gold and jewelry we want." "Gold, you say? Jewels and fine clothes? What good can they ever do me if for the rest of my days I must have a big brass ring through my nose and a heavy pan of sausages hanging from it?" "That is very true." But all at once she brightened up. "We were never unhappy before, when we had no thought of riches and jewels and fine clothes. And we can be just as happy again if we never get them." "That is very true," said the little old man. "But then I did not have a pan of sausages hung from my nose." "Then we shall just wish the pan of sausages off your nose with the 3rd wish," said the little old woman. "And then we shall be just as happy as we were before." "That's the very thing," said the little old man. So together they wished the pan of sausages off the man's nose. And at once, in the twinkling of an eye, there was the pan of sausages sizzling over the hot coals again. The big brass ring through the little old man's nose had disappeared entirely, and the chain too. The little old man rubbed his nose happily, and then he laughed merrily because he was so glad that the pan of sausages was gone. And the little old woman laughed too, because everything had ended so well. So the little old woman and the little old man laughed together, long and heartily, and then they ate the sausages that were sizzling in the pan upon the coals. And they lived together happily forever after, content with what they had. Nor did they ever feel sad because they had got only a pan of sausages with their 3 wishes. For you see, the sausages had tasted wonderfully good to them. The end.